Hi there, my friends! Today we are gonna cut out some lettuce. I want to correct something from the last video about lettuce because I just learned yesterday when I visit Mom and Pop. You can see this lettuce is so tall after I peeled some leaves out. And I want to just bend it, let you guys see. Okay. You see this part? It doesn't have much sap, but the other day it had a bunch of sap because Papa said once they grow old, they will have the sap. It doesn't have much sap here. Papa said you were supposed to harvest them when they were like this kind of ball shape. After that, the lettuce will start to grow up, and then that's when it started to look like what we got the other day. You were supposed to harvest them when they're in this shape. Then they will start to grow like this on top. They will keep growing, and then that's when this part turns bitter. Alrighty, moving on to our next stop. This is like the SpongeBob. I forgot the name of that character, but look at this part. What's the name? I honestly don't know. It looks like a DNA. I don't remember. Okay, so we're gonna get some onions out from the ground. Let's start. Okay, this part is good. I want to get one out and then skip another one. So let's count this as the first one, second one. Let's get the second one out. So maybe we'll get all the even numbers out. I need to make sure I put you guys in a still position. Here's one. I changed my mind. I was thinking I'll get them out every other one, but then some bulbs are a bit small. Oops. Some bulbs are a bit small. This one is like Wizard of Oz. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick out the big ones and then leave the small ones in there for the next time when we harvest. So this one, it's called lamb's quarters, and you see this, it's everywhere. This is called nutgrass. Here's more. This is called nutgrass. Those over there, all called nutgrass. Weeds grow a lot faster, that's why you want to weed them out before they take over the garden. Let's say bye-bye, weeds! So when spring onions start to like wilt, and then when they become yellow, that's when the bulbs are being ready to harvest. But now these are spring onions, so we can harvest them when they were still like babies, young onions. That's when the bulbs are tiny, little. Ta-da! Okay. It's a perfect weather to harvest them because it's gonna thunderstorm later, so now it's pretty cool. It got some breeze coming through. Alright, spring onions include yellow onion, red onion, and white onions. And the difference between onions and scallions is that scallions doesn't have this bulb shape and onions do. And we are harvesting the young onions. I used to think this part is the scallion. Look how similar they look with scallions. See how close these are to each other? So I'm gonna cut this one out, grab this one out, because then we can leave plenty of space for this one and this one to grow. So let's get this one out. Ta-da! See, these are pretty tight with each other, so I will let this keep growing since it's still skinny and small, and then I'll get this one out and this one out. It's pretty thick too. Check this out. You see they got some space in between each other. Then they can grow and keep growing. I love the cool air. So I'm gonna put this shovel back in the shed, and then our mission completed today. We got some lettuce and onions. Whenever I water the tomato plants, I can really smell the air of the tomatoes. They have a really distinct smell. We're gonna go on a vacation for 10 days and then our garden is gonna look so different when we come back. Hi guys! So we're gonna go on a 10 days trip soon and I want to be ready for the trip. I wanna bake some lasagna, be ready to take, and when we are there we can actually just like put it in the oven and then heat it up. We actually have a lot to do today. So stay tuned with me. First, we're gonna clean the dishes. Very useful. It's actually a good way having dessert. Well, it's not very unhealthy. It's just like you melt some chocolate in here and then you would want to choose like good chocolate and not too sweet, maybe like 60% or 55% higher to melt them in here, and then you dip like bananas or strawberries or bread, cookies, then you enjoy. It's actually really good. Chocolate fondue. They also have like cheese fondue and you can do that. I forgot the lid. Containers. I'm gonna wash some lettuce that we harvested this morning. Do you guys know that lettuce has spiky parts to it over here? Can you see it? Right over here. Let's work on cheesecake now. So I'm gonna turn it to bake 350. Whenever this oven's ready, the light over here will turn automatically off on itself. A cup of crushed graham crackers and then melted butter for 4 or 5 tablespoons. 1/4 cup of sugar. Then you mix them together. After you mix that mixture together, you pour it in here and then press it firmly. And I already wrapped the pan with the tin foil. You put this in the oven for 8 minutes. I just pulled the crust out of the oven. Another thing is that for the pan, it doesn't have to be this circular kind of pan. If you don't have this kind of pan, you can do square, you can do any kind of those pan works. And then your cheesecake would be like a cheesecake square, and then when you eat it, you just cut it and that's it. With 32 ounces of cream cheese, which was already softened at room temperature. 1 cup of sugar. Over here, we got some sour cream, and we want to do this to the side from time to time so it can mix well together. Alright. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. This is a fairly simple cheesecake. It's a classical cheesecake. You can already see how smooth it is. You scrape this down. We can bring it to the pan. What I would do, I would mix the bottom just a little bit more so that we want to make sure every little bit of it is very smooth. Because cheesecake, you just want it to be smooth. You can do this. Clean the air bubbles out, as you can see over here. Then you put the cheesecake in a pan filled with some water, because when the heat rises in the oven, the water will evaporate and then it will prevent the cheesecake from cracking. The weatherman says it's gonna thunderstorm today. Last night I checked, it says around 5 a.m. It got like 30% chance of thunderstorm, but till now it hasn't. While we are waiting on the cheesecake to bake for an hour, I want to pick out some herbs, and then we are gonna make croutons from bread to croutons. So we basically need like a lot of herbs for the seasoning. Picking out a lot of herb doesn't harm, it's only gonna make the flavor taste better. We got a lot of herbs like oregano, parsley, rosemary, chocolate mint. Once I have to like think of a way to eat the chocolate mint. We melted some chocolate and then you basically dip it in there. Put the mint in the chocolate, and then you freeze it up for like 20 minutes and it's super good. Alright, we got our bowl of herbs and let's go in to make croutons. What I did right here is that I already cut out the bread and then sprinkled some herbs, some salt, and pepper. Olive oil. In between, after I put it in the oven, I'm gonna also do this once in a while in like every 10 minutes. Let's put it in there. It has been an hour. Maybe I'll give it 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes. Golden yellow. Just perfect. Just perfect. You can tell it has been deflated. So we're gonna wrap it up with tin foil, cover it, and then set it in the refrigerator. They're fluffy. They are midway done. Let's let them cook for a little bit longer. When you want to make the lasagna good, you probably want to boil the pasta beforehand, before you bake them, so that your lasagna wouldn't be like, your teeth wouldn't feel like the crunchy texture of it. Interesting looking sky. It's like a filter is in the sky.